Hey, lovely people. Before we dive into this chapter, I wanted to say thank you. The amount of support and love I've received from my last announcement has been truly staggering. I can't express in words how grateful I am to have such wonderful people reading my story. I've taken a slight break from writing, but I've started up again. I'm going to spend more time on each chapter, and hopefully that will make them even better. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Second thing, I'm going to give a slight warning for this chapter. If blood and gore makes you squeamish, proceed with caution. There's also some strong adult language, so if that isn't your thing, I totally understand. I think that's it. See you guys whenever I have chapter 4 ready, or 14 ready. Peace. Chapter 13. Judy Pub. The next few days, I went to the hospital to see Nick. I had to push myself every day to walk in that hospital. I had to force myself to face a Nick I didn't know. The only thing keeping me going was the thought of him regaining his memories, of him turning back into his old self. He claimed that he still didn't know completely who I was, and the memories he was able to retrieve seemed fuzzy. He had no recollection of what happened with Dylan, with Waters, or my parents. I was on my way to the hospital again, hoping that we would make more progress today. Pulled into the parking lot and entered the hospital, taking the stairs to Nick's room. As I entered the room, I was shocked to find Nick's bed completely empty. The sheets were tossed around, almost as if there had been a struggle. Confused, I looked at the plug in the door. Room 427. It was his room, alright. I headed to the reception desk, hoping the antelope I had met a few days prior could tell me what was going on. Excuse me, miss. I was wondering if you could tell me where Nick Wilde is? I asked politely. She nodded. Sure, hon. Give me a second. She turned to her computer, clicking her mouse and typing something on the keyboard. It says he was checked out 3 hours ago. That struck me as odd. The doctor said he would have to be under watch at all times until he was able to get his memory back. Well, who checked him out? I asked finally, worry creeping into my voice. She turned towards the computer again. Her eyebrows soon raised as she read more. Ah, here we go. It says a Judy Hobbs checked him out. I felt my stomach knot and twist at her words, my mind racing with anxiety. Ma'am, my name is Judy Hobbs. I promise you, I did not check him out. I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. That's what the computer says. She gave me a sympathetic look. Where had Nick gone? Nick puffed. I woke up earlier than usual. The sight of my hospital bed greeting me as it has for the past few days. I felt my stomach grumble, begging to be fed. Giving into my stomach's desire, I pressed the button on the side of my bed, calling for a nurse. A few minutes later, a hippo walked in my room, carrying a tray of food. Once she placed it on my lap, I thanked her with a groggy smile. I had just started eating, and I heard the door to my room open again. I looked up, expecting to see a nurse. Instead, a bear's claws were staring back at me. I jumped back, unsure of what was happening. Before I knew it, a bag was placed over my head. My arm started to go wild, trying to slash at anything I could. Eventually, I hit my target. I felt my claws swipe the flesh, followed by a grunt of pain. I tried kicking, but my body felt as though it was shutting down. My mind raced when it hit me. Something must have been in my food. I tried calling out for help, but I couldn't make a sound. My energy slowly left my body as I felt myself being dragged on the floor. It wasn't long before I blacked out completely. Judy Puff. I ran around the fourth floor of the hospital frantically, trying to find anyone who had an idea where Nick was. I asked every nurse I could find, but they all claimed he was in his room. Eventually, I came across a nurse, a female hippo to be exact. Excuse me, miss, do you know where Nick Wilde is? I asked, out of breath from running around. She was quick to reply. Why, he should be in his room. I just stepped from breakfast. Oh, 3 hours ago? I was engulfed with relief. Finally, someone who might have some idea where he was. Took a deep breath before responding. Ma'am, he's not in his room. No one seems to know where he is. Would you happen to see anything or anyone suspicious around Nick's room lately? I asked, my voice unintentionally taking on a tone I used to use while questioning a witness in a crime scene. She paused for a moment, thinking. Suddenly, her eyes lit up. Well, there were 2 large leather bears that came and asked for him yesterday. I turned them away because they weren't family. They left, but they didn't seem too happy about it. The knot in my tongue tightened. Bears. She broke and mentioned the animals that attacked Nick were bears. Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help. I started, running away from her. I put on my phone and dialed Chiboko. He picked up after a few rings. Judy, what's the matter? Sir, Nick is missing. Nick puffed. I bet my body felt heavy as I finally came to. The whole room was spinning. Oh god, my head, I thought. It was almost as bad as when I first woke up in the hospital. I tried to move my paws, but they were tied to the back of the chair I was sitting in. I tried to catch a glimpse of my surroundings, growling for shit when all I saw was pitch black. I must still have the bag over my head. I tried kicking, but it's useless. My legs were bound together by rope. Hey! I called out, yearning for an answer. The only response was the hollow echoes of my voice. This numbed to no end. Hey! Whoever you are! At least be a man and show yourselves! Suddenly, I was blinded by bright light as the bag was lifted off my head. I squinted, trying to adjust to the brightness. After about 30 seconds, I was able to fully adjust to my surroundings. I was in some kind of warehouse, surrounded by shipping crates and packing peanuts. I could see while my voice echoed instantly. The warehouse was huge. In front of me was a giant floodlight shining in my face, nearly blinding me. Beyond the floodlight, there was a table with an empty chair pulled up and facing me. I looked down, assessing the situation. My ankles were tied together, save for my paws. I struggled, trying to get loose, but the knots wouldn't budge. There still seemed to be no one here. As far as I could tell, anyway. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my skin as a familiar face stared back at me. Well, Nick. Long time no see, he said with an overly enthusiastic grin. I narrowed my eyes. Even with my mind turned inside out. This was one animal I would never forget as long as I lived. Judy puffed. She buzzed when another officer arrived after I started going through Nick's room. I looked around, careful not to touch anything unless I absolutely needed to. Just when it seemed like there was nothing left to look for, something red on the floor caught my eye. I bent down to get a closer look. It was 2 drops of blood. Was it Nick's blood? Or his attackers? Either way, I was definitely going to need them to get this tested. I collected what I could and exited the room, relieved when I spotted Chief Buckle at the end of the hallway. Chief, we need to check the cameras. It's possible we may be able to track Nick through them. We're already on, Hops. Good. I also found this in his room, I said grimly, holding up the sample of blood I collected. I don't know whose it is, but we need to find out. He nodded his head. Good job, fine, Hops. Take it to lab and have them run DNA tests on it, he ordered. Yes, sir. I turned quickly and began walking to the stairway, wanting to get the results of the blood sample as soon as possible. Hopefully, it would hold the answers I need. Nick puffed. Hello, London, I snarled, my voice filled with spite. Jack London is a wolf who was my former con partner, but one day he conned me. I had trusted him. In fact, he was the first man of my trust in Zootopia. After conning me, I wanted to get back at him. I may have gone a little overboard, though. While it was accidental, the trap I set up for him ended up cutting off his leg. He had never been the same since. Come on, Nick. We're friends. Call me Jack. No, London, we're not. Or did you forget about what happened with the last time we met? I sneered. What do you want? What do I want? This is about you, Nick. You and that little bunny of yours, he said with a smirk. You leave Judy out of this, I shouted, eyes wetting as I did. Where did that come from? Sure, I knew the Reverend I once dated, but I barely have any recollection of that. Whoa, Nicky. What's with the sudden change of heart? Why? I remember just a few years back, you absolutely despised rabbits. He sneered back, obviously enjoying my outburst. Has little Nicky gone all soft on us? He mocked, making a fake pouty face. The bear standing next to him laughed. So, Nicky, here's the deal. We have someone behind bars thanks to you and that rabbit. Judy, was it? Anyways, we'd like him back, and I'm sure your little girlfriend would love you back. So why don't you call her, huh? Work this out for both of us? He held up my phone, shaking it slightly. I thought about it. I don't know the rabbit that well. From what I have seen and from what little I can remember, she is smart. Now that she's already looking for me, she's probably close to already finding me. And if that isn't the case, my desire to help London was slim to none after all he's done to me. No, I said sternly. London sighed, unhappy with my response. Listen, Nick, we would call her ourselves, but your phone is locked. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I shook my head in defiance. I said no. He sighed deeply again. I was hoping we'd have to come to this. He held up a paw, and motioned for bears to move forward. I tensed up, preparing myself for whatever was to come next. I felt the rope around my wrist snap, My arms were forced down on the arms of the chair by the two bears. I struggled, trying to get a swipe in, but they were too strong for me. I felt the bandage that was wrapped around my left paw being cut. I looked down my paw, seeing it for the first time without the bandage. I now only had 2 fingers. My thumb and 2 other fingers used to be were replaced by large stumps, still in the process of healing. I looked up at London, eyes full of hate and rage. He nodded to the bears. Smile away, he did. I felt an explosion of pain in my left paw. I looked down and I nearly threw up at what I saw. The bear's claw was digging into the stumps, causing the wound to reopen. I let out a cry and whimper, trying desperately to shake my arm free. That just made the bear go deeper into my paw. I could feel the tension of tendons and muscles as the bear went deeper into my paw still. Finally, I couldn't contain my pain anymore, and let out a screech. Alright, I'll call it, just stop! The bear withdrew his claw from the inside of my paw, dripping with blood. Landon smiled and stood up. Great! I'm glad we were finally able to convince you. He walked over to me, holding my phone. He walked down at me, smirking. Either you little princess are gonna have to let go of my arms, or you need to bring the phone down to me, I spat. He laughed. The first option is not happening. Tell me the password. He leaned down in front of me, and I spat in his face. Go to hell, motherfucker, I cursed. He looked at me, more enraged than I had ever seen him. He turned towards his bears. Give him hell, boys. Judy puffed. I'm waiting to get the results without a blow was torture. I checked my phone for the 3rd time in 45 seconds, seeing if they had caught anything on security cameras. Still nothing. I sighed as I tapped my foot, waiting for any kind of news. My mind had started going to a dark place, thinking about things I didn't want to even consider as possibilities. After a few moments, my phone rang, shaking me out of thought. I looked at the Grinnell's shark seals and they called me. I answered immediately. Nick? Nick, is that you? Nick, where are you? Ah, if it isn't our brave little bunny. Nick and I were just talking about you, my voice answered, filling me with fear. It wasn't Nick. The voice was deeper and gruffer. I suddenly noticed a sound in the back that made me feel like I was punched in the gut. Nick's pain screams and whimpers, as if he was being tortured. Hear that, hon? I heard shuffling, as if he was walking closer to Nick. In fact, he was. I could hear screams getting louder. Hey, Nick, I got your sweetheart on the line, and she's just dying to talk to you. Nick, do you know where you are? Tell me that you can... Nick, I yelled, tears starting to roll down my cheeks. Here, let me put him on for you. I heard more shuffling. Judy, Nick strained, his voice pitched and black. My heart broke at the sound of his voice, feeling his pain as if it were my own. Don't listen to them. Don't take the deal. I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it. I heard the phone being put away. Aw, how noble of you, Nicky. Listen, Rabbit. The deal's simple. You get a certain Kyle Pong out of prison. We let Nick go. And you say nothing about this. If you don't, you will never see Nick again and we'll find a way to get Kyle out of prison ourselves. If you're so confident in your abilities, why don't you just break him out? Voice, I was trying to sound unaffected by what Nick had said. My voice kept cracking. He laughed. That's plan B, sweetheart. This is just easier. And more enjoyable. Who was this guy? Why was he enjoying torturing Nick? Listen, I don't know who you are, but this call is being recorded. So either you tell me where you are, or I come find you. I lied. He laughed again. Oh, hon, we both know that's not true. Now, what's it going to be? I thought about it. I know Kyle Pong. Pretty much everyone does. He was a serial killer who targeted prey animals. I remember first seeing his name on the news and being terrified. Nick and I helped catch him. He was a case I remember distinctly. Well, we don't got all day. Either you decide or he bleeds out. I became overwhelmed with fear and panic. I needed to decide. And quick! Nick puffed. The room felt fuzzy and distant. I could no longer move my left paw. I just lay on his armrest, limp and lifeless. My face felt puffing from being pummeled. I could tell I was missing at least one tooth as I felt the gap in my gum pour out blood. I was now shirtless, large slashes across my chest. Dried blood clung to my fur, making it redder and more matted than usual. I could only see out of one eye. The other was swollen shut. My breath was ratty. I was having difficulty getting air in and out of my lungs. All I wanted was to pass out, to let the pain slip away, to die. I had no choice but to give London my password. I couldn't endure the torture any longer. London came back after a few painful moments with a smile. Well, Nikki, your girlfriend pulled through for you. Come on now, we should have to get going. Judy puffed. I'll do it. Great! I knew I could count on you, hon. I'll count on you, bun. Now, you get him out and bring him to a location I'll give you later. We'll meet there, but if you bring any friends with you, Nick dies. Okay? I gulped. Okay. See you at 10, hon. As soon as the 10 went dead, I started crying. I tell Buckle, Nick dies. I don't bring him Pong, Nick dies. I bring back up, Nick dies. The only way he doesn't die is if I do whatever he wants. Nick puffed. Once again, I was knocked out. I was getting really sick of that. When I woke up, I was in the back of some kind of van. I rubbed my head. That's definitely a concussion, I thought. Even though I was in the van, we didn't seem to be moving. Moonlight streamed through the van's windows. I tried to stand up, but what little strength I had left failed me. I lay motionless on the fan floor, unable and unwilling to move. I wish Judy was here in my arms, just like we always used to do. My head perked up, along with my ears. My memory, it seemed fully functioning again. I was remembering everything clearly now. I remembered the love I felt for Judy, holding her at the park, looking at the skyline, throwing blueberries into each other's mouths, the necklace I'd given her. Waters. My ears drooped again. Waters. The kiss. Our breakup. It was all coming back now. Had I given her a fair chance? A chance to explain? No. Why didn't I? How was I that stupid? To let a red like that leave without giving her a fair chance to explain her side of the story? If I ever saw her again, the first thing I would do is apologize and let her talk. However, I had other things to worry about. The deal. This must be where it's supposed to happen. I looked for a way out, jiggled the door handle to the back of the van. No luck. There was no way to get out to the front of the van. It was blocked out by a divider. I crawled on the floor, trying to see if there was anything I could defend myself with. Suddenly, the door flew open, and there stood London. It's time, Nikki. He picked me up at the scruff of my neck and carried me out. I was too tired to retaliate. Judy puffed. I pulled into the location the animal had told me to go and saw a long, white fan facing towards me. 2 bears stood guard in front of it. I was definitely in the right place. I took a deep breath and looked at the wolf sitting next to me in handcuffs. I was able to contact Bogo and explain the situation to him. Bogo had allowed me to take Pong, under the stipulation that London's car be tailed by the CPD. As nervous that made me, I agreed. This was the best route to get Nick back. I took a deep breath and opened the door, stepping out the car. Hey, what about me? Kyle said. I shut the door on him before walking out to sit in between our 2 cars. We were near the docks of Zootopia, the gravel clearing behind giant warehouses. I whisked out the fan and went around to the back, carrying something in his pocket as he returned. I realized it was Nick. He seemed semi-conscious. The sight of him nearly broke me. His side paw was mangled and limp. He was shirtless. His chest and back were totally slashed up. His right eye was swollen shut. I have what you want, Rabbit. Now give me what I want, the wolf ordered. I nodded and returned to the passenger door of my car, dragging Pong out. I stood with him by my side, unsure of what to do next. Bring him to me. Bring him to me. Nick first. He pulled out a gun and aimed at Nick's head. I call shots here, Rabbit. Give me Pong and Nick is all yours. You have my word. I hesitantly let Pong go, sending him towards the wolf. The wolf sneered sent a shiver down my spine. He lowered the gun from Nick and tossed his limp body towards me. Glad to do business with you, Judy. Let's do it again sometime. I want nothing more than to pull my gun and shoot the wolf in the back of the head. I wanted to hurt him like he hurt Nick. I managed to control myself, however, knowing that it would only make things worse. I reached over to Nick's shaking form as quickly as I could. Nick, I'm so sorry, I cried as the fan drove away. He turned his left eye towards me, as it was the only thing he could see out of. I remember. I'm sorry. He went limp as he lost consciousness. Nick? Nick? I shook him, trying to wake him. There was no response. Panicking, I felt for a pulse. For a second, I couldn't find one. But as I felt his neck, I could feel a slight pulse. It was extremely shallow, but at least he was alive. He wasn't going to make it unless I got into a hospital. Now! I grabbed his arms and dragged him to my car, boosting him into the passenger seat. Hang on, Nick. Just hang on, I murmured. I quickly jumped to the driver's seat, tears still streaming down my face. I hope there's still enough time to save him.